by Tuesday. Want to do it by Monday. Oh yes, ready.
At our podcast, what's going on? I'm here with
D. Smith. I'm your girl. Your financial. I thought I seen something walking. Financial guru. Your business entrepreneur. One hat it all. Removing hats still as we move on to almost a new year. And this is my boy.
Chase Wayne. We're back with another video.
It is December, guys. 2024. This year has flown by.
It has.
Yes. I want to take this time to say thank you for all our viewers. I don't know how many we have. I try to remind my son to post it on my Facebook so I can share on my Facebook page. Just because the friends that I have that are my age, a lot of them have grandkids. So I would like to hear some things about their experience. I see it, I read it, and they always say this, but you never know until you become that, you get that hat. That grandparent experience is the most rewarding and special title, I guess you can say, for us in my generation. It's the best. And so for my friends and family that are grandparents, let me know. But moving on, because you know it's not happening in my era just yet. So,
Not just yet.
not just yet. So we have the tree. So I said that in the last month that this month we were gonna have a different background, and I got my tree up. This is my the best months for me. I love the holiday season. Thanksgiving was great. I had nothing but my family, immediate family, and it was amazing. It wasn't too much. Again, it was the second year without my granny being here, so but I felt her in spirit. So and I hope everybody else had a good Thanksgiving and know how it feels to not have that one for the holidays. But you can always still keep them alive in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very good. Did you enjoy your Thanksgiving? How you split it up?
It was cool.
Yeah.
I would prefer to just be chilling and laying in the bed and not moving at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I know this is not his forte with the holidays, but for me, I think the reason why I still do what I do as far as Christmas and Thanksgiving, because it just reminds me of the things that I didn't have to worry about as a child than I do as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like the Tinkerbell and Peter Pan land, the Never Never Land, where you don't grow up and you know you don't have any responsibility. So this is the time, especially when I'm off work, that I can just enjoy me.
Mm-hmm.
And finding me and that peace and all of the rest of the stuff without still being the business aspect of it, or the business me. So
you kind of enjoy the breaks and all of that.
I do. I
Get
definitely
to
do.
unwind and rewind and
Reset.
Yeah, reset.
Definitely reset.
so
Yes.
it's more so like
This
you
is
enjoying like the downtime of
not have to
Yeah.
go. As a Virgo, and it might just be me, but you know, I'm also on signs and stuff. But this is exactly who I am. My mind races, so I'm steadily like, oh, this is a good idea. Oh, this do that. Let's do this. Da da da. And if I don't write it down and it's gone, then I'm gonna be on it for so long. And that is a con. You know, it's a bad thing where I just fixate on something that I know was good and I can't think about it because I'm constantly thinking about ways to improve ways to help people, ways to make things easier. And I think that's one of our flaws as a Virgo. We constantly trying to fix everything. So I think I don't know how God aligned things up, but He definitely made my namesake Tinker Bell. You know, the Disney character. She tinkers everything. She always fixing problems. That's who I am, and that's who I am as far as aligned up with Virgo. So I really bring, when I'm thinking and having these ideas and bringing everything full circle, it's for me, and it can just be for me, it's like, dang, it makes sense. So my God is definitely the front for all of the design and how He does this for everybody. Everybody has their particular skills and things that they do, and it's awesome. But didn't want to start off with all that. Again, that's my Virgo in me, right? That's where it takes me, because now we are really just doing a podcast and we just talk, right? We talk about what we do, what we're going to do, how the different gaps, age gaps in our brains work, you know, especially with what's going on with today's world.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So yesterday we were talking, and I was like, hey, this would be a good podcast. And of course, I'm mentioning this because I didn't forget. It would be a good way to discuss our different viewpoints. So do you remember what that subject was?
So yesterday, she asked me, it was like, Chase, do we have any games? And I was like, yeah, we got a few games. So I got up, came out of my room, and I was excited because I thought you wanted to play it first.
Oh,
and then when I came in, I was like, let me just see if she was just talking or does she want to play as well. So I was playing the games. So we have dominoes, we got Monopoly, we got Life. We have like the Monopoly card game, and we got the board. We have Scrabble, the card game, but not like the board game. And as I was saying those things, she was like, yeah, I just remember buying so many games. And then I asked her about Phase 10. She was like, yeah, that was part of one of y'all Christmas gifts. And I was like, no, I don't remember that game. And she was like, yeah, I bet you don't, because it was just so many games, and I'm pretty sure that y'all didn't play it, so y'all just end up forgetting about it. I was like, no, I really don't remember seeing Phase 10, so I just left it at that. And then I don't know how it got to the subject of what we about to discuss, but I remember just saying to you, I think if you would have let me know that punishments hurted you or stopped you from doing things as well, I would have had a different viewpoint on let me not get on punishment, because it's going to stop you from doing different things. So speaking from my point of view, I remember so for the first half of the 9 weeks, first half of school,
well, hold on,
first half of school year.
Before you tell your story, so that's what we're going to discuss today. We're going to talk about punishing your kids. How does it affect you as a parent on your side, and how does it affect the child? So that's where that come in, when he made that clarification that he would have had a better understanding about punishing your kids. So he's going to tell what happened, what he done, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, thank you. So for me, I saw that as for punishment, it was just due to my grades, or even not even paying attention to grades, but knowing that if I didn't have the grades on my report card or my midterm, I was gonna get in trouble, get a punishment, and then we was gonna have a conversation about why I got in trouble, why I got a whooping, and why I'm getting no punishment. So those two things always came with the punishment. And if I would have, I don't know, but I just feel like if I was a little bit more aware of what the punishment does, I think I would have had more understanding on punishment as a whole. because I didn't fully I didn't understand like I want to say up until from 6 to 14, I only knew punishment.
Right.
From 14 to 15, I knew what a compromise was.
Or in consequence.
Yeah, not what I say.
Compromise. No. Consequence, right? Because we changed it from punishment, and it was just a wordplay, right?
Yeah, it was just a word thing where for so long I knew if I got in trouble, it was on me based off of my actions and what I didn't do to hold up my end of the deal of doing good in school. And then once I learned what consequence meant, was it could either be me or something that didn't have to do with me, but I was in the area or I was a witness or I was guilty by association, that it necessarily didn't have to be me. If I was there in the vicinity, there's a consequence of your physical body or whatever. So I'm looking at it as if I would have at least known from about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, if I would have known that it affects you too, instead of like later on when you told me like, yeah, when you went on punishment, I went on punishment too. So if we didn't have to do nothing the weekend because you had to do a book summary, and
I had to enforce the rule of the punishment.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I thought that was a great conversation. So speaking from a parent part, for me, and I can only speak for me because everyone don't think like me. You know, my mom used to say all of this, and she still say it today. But if we have these conversations now, and if you think about it, when you watch this or listen to this podcast, you would think, and hopefully you will be able to say this and share this with your kids or your grandkids, you know, or your children now, so they can share it and do it with their child, so it can be different from them. So for me, yes, it's always been the punishment for me was more of being making my child integrity be better. Your values and your morals come from that. So all of the lessons, the punishment. Not only the punishment was because you didn't do right in school or you didn't make the grade or you acted out. That's your punishment. But if the punishment fits to where you can't go anywhere, you can't go nowhere as a child 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 without your parent. If I'm not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere. So you didn't have to worry about staying at home at 6 and 7, where me and my brother did. See, so that was just one of those things. Back then, it wasn't as bad. Calling DHS or anything like that wasn't a big thing where they seen it was a bad thing that your kids is at home by themselves. And so, because I just stated this earlier that I don't mind the downtime. So for me, yes, it was a punishment for me because hey, you're not going anywhere. I'm going to make sure you don't have any fun. So you'll think about what you did and hopefully that'll make you do it better or don't do it anymore. So we won't have to go into this. That's the mind frame that I had, number one, with doing the punishments and staying at home with you. Number two, again, your integrity. You got to have, without integrity, without who you are, it affects you in your adulthood. Your boss, your job, whoever you come in contact, that shows volumes. It speaks loud up to who you are. So that was my number 2 on that. And then number 3, the whooping has to reflect pain, you know, some type of pain. Not a beating, but a whooping and a beating is 2 different things. And that's another thing that our kids do not know anything about. So if you look at what's been happening in the last 10 or 15 years, kids don't have fear. So whooping to me was a healthy fear. meaning that if I do this, then this is what's going to happen. Not only am I getting a whooping, but I'm getting punished. So something is going to be taken away from me that I enjoy doing. So the kids that are shooting up the schools and things like that, and I'm not going to say all of them, so thank God we don't have a big view, because I notice when I look at stuff on TikTok and all these influencers that are big and stuff, people come from them in the comments. Everyone was raised differently. So if your comments is something that is going to be justifiable or argumentative on a good point versus throwing jabs, then you need to stay out of folks' comments. But for me, you got to know that everyone was raised differently. I'm not saying that everyone that died a school shooting, it was because they didn't get whooped or they didn't get punished. But something somewhere in the parenting skill was lacking. I'm not saying it wasn't there, but it was lacking. So, not saying you need to beat your kids. Not saying that, because I love the stuff. All of this stuff that I'm saying can be taken out of context. What I'm saying is that whatever works for your child, then you need to be enforcing it. And if you don't believe in whooping, but you need to believe in some kind of punishment. You need to believe in some kind of consequence, because this world is not going to give you that free will. Your parents is not going to be always here. So you need to always instill something good in them so something good can come out of them. That's just a simple way.
Yeah.
And so my way of raising, a lot of people say this, and some people say I spoiled you. Some people said I did this. And any parent would say I did the best that I could with what I've learned from what I've saw and what I say I wasn't going to do. And that's how parenting skill works.
Yeah.
That's why there's no book to say you need to do this, because each child is different. You do have a lot of similar actions on each child, and you can probably get a book and say, yeah, my child is showing this symptom or this sign and this works, so let me try that. Yes, that is. But when it comes down to straight fact parenting, hey, you got to do what's best for you and your child. And I did those things for me. And yes, those things was a sacrifice for me and myself. Yeah. So it's just what it is. And I guess some parents don't do that because of that big reason. If I'm going to put you on punishment and I got to be here, God, Lee, which you probably don't remember, but when Coolio used to get on punishment a lot, I often said that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I would always say, he's the reason why we can't have fun.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, so those are the things, and maybe because you were stuck in your world and your realm at that point that you wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it wasn't me getting in trouble, so I tuned it out.
Right, exactly. You tuned it out. But that was a big thing of me always saying, gosh, Coolio. And then in the beginning of the school year, Coolio, you going to be good? Because, around 9 weeks time, ain't no trick-or-treating. Yes, you see? It was said, but you didn't pay attention to it. And so now you're saying it, you know what I'm saying? Because if that was the ongoing thing, yes, you would have remembered that, but it was said.
Yeah. So
I think for us is the flip side, because and this is what we can name it, flip side. I'm watching this flip side. So you on your side, you're like, hey, I could have been doing what I'm supposed to do, not, because at that age, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, you loving mama and you don't want her to be in trouble too for what you're doing. And that's great. And that's a great way of thinking. But the kids that are being raised in the technology world, because this is the information era now, hopefully they'll think the same. So you can probably get them easy by just talking to them and saying, hey, mommy don't like doing this either because I'm on punishment too. So now we all got to stay at home. We can't, go get ice cream, can't get cookies, whatever the kid loves to do, you can definitely put it in front of them, because it is easier as a parent to parent your child like that.
Yeah.
And that was just a good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because I didn't think about it myself. And I thought you'd remember that, but of course, that's why we have this. You remember things that happened that I don't even remember. And that's funny, but that's good. That was a good one. And so, if our families and friends is listening to this, I definitely want to know in your comments, what did you do, or how did you feel as a parent when if you were the parent that gave the whoopings and gave the punishment? How did you feel? Did you feel like you was trapped, or that you had to step back, or was you the parent like, hey, wherever I go, I'm gonna go take you over here, because really it's not a punishment? Because if you drop your kids off somewhere else, that other person is gonna allow your child to do whatever. Or are you the parent that sits at home when it's punishment time and you weigh it out too? Or are you like the child, like, hey, I did punishment, I didn't care if it bothered my mom or not. You know what I'm saying? Just wanted to hear what your thoughts are. And that way we could can kind of, go through those. I don't know, we had a lot, but sometimes next year in 2025, when we kind of build up, I would like to go through those comments and go and revisit.
Yeah, it don't be nobody responding, but it also might just be a lack of me not putting it out there, so you can get the responses that you want to engage more for.
Yeah. That's what we need to want. That needs to be one of our goals for 2025. Market our podcast more.
Okay.
So yeah, as you doing your stuff, just just put that on the platforms. Sharing it on mine, it shares on my platforms too, because they are connected, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm still learning this stuff, because I have other things that I'm learning as well. But that is what I wanted to jump on and say. And then the last thing I want to talk about, and I don't know if you thought about it, we probably talked about it or we didn't, but talking about our 2025 goals.
What is your 2025 goals?
Well, since I've been talking, I'm going to flip it back on you and let you start your 2025 goals.
So me and my girlfriend, we started a 75-day hard challenge. You're doing the same thing for 75 days straight and being consistent with it. And my goals are basically things that I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to look at it as a year-by-year basis, or I'm not going to look at it as a day-by-day basis. I am going to look at it as I'm doing this until 2030. So my goals are to post on my social media more daily, work out. As I sports bet, my only goal is at least double my funds.
Okay.
So if I just bet $5 to $25, my only goal is to make $50.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I would be trying to deposit when I get paid $100 to $250 for that weekend, and then try to make $2,000, $2,500, and then I only end up making about $400 or $500 until I get paid again. So it's just like that. It's like sometimes it works, and sometimes I only have $100 and I lost about $150. So it's like, let me just focus on just at least doubling my money. I'm putting $10 to $15 into crypto. So like I'm sharing with everybody else, I'm just trying to just save in Bitcoin for the scarcity of it. There's only 21 million supply, and I know that once that supply gets lower, that's what creates the price of Bitcoin to go even higher.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're looking for a new financial system and to get away from the fiat dollar currency, Bitcoin is the equivalent as gold. Even though gold is gold itself, but that isn't something that we're gonna go back to with trading gold for a certain type of thing, because you can't control it by anything. Our dollar used to be connected with gold, but that's not associated with gold anymore. Um, and with Bitcoin, that's the whole thing. Underneath Bitcoin is called Satoshis, and pretty sure one day, one Satoshi is gonna be equivalent to $1. So instead of paying in Bitcoin, you're gonna be paying in Satoshis. And as long as you are acquiring Bitcoin at an early value, you won't have to send so many Bitcoins to purchase something. You don't have to send so much of what is 2024 $50 to a person. You're only going to be sending a certain amount of Satoshis over while still having many Satoshis in your crypto wallet.
So Bitcoin will be another topic for January.
Yep.
So yeah, the understanding all of that, I love that. I feel that that's one of the things that if you haven't gotten into it, you need to invest in Bitcoin.
Also, if you want to learn more about Bitcoin, I would say just there's a video that you can go to YouTube, or you can just type in your normal Google, why is Bitcoin important? And there will be articles or things that you can read to get into. Right now, I'm trying to construct like some type of slideshow or something like 1,000-word essay, so that way I'm trying to pass it along to like the group, to the cousins of my age, and just share the information, so that way it can at least be said amongst all of us.
Yeah.
And that way, if someone don't know or do know, there's enough. At least guided them in the right direction. You should be more open to this. So that's what I'm trying to work on. That's what I worked on this weekend. Then I'm also trying to understand. I asked ChatGPT, how can I make $500 extra in a month? And one of the things was drop shipping. And although I see it on TikTok a lot, I think it's more so like affiliate links. So I think I'm reading a little bit more into that. And I told myself, whatever, if I lose out in all my money on sports betting out, I'm not depositing nothing until the month of January, because I still really want to get back into like trading. So as long as I can hold up my end of the deal of not depositing nothing into other sports betting platforms, I will be able to buy this training course to understand this is how being able to trade on both ways. Like, I got my Webull account back, I got my Robinhood account back, and I do know that I can do it through TradingView, but I do know like those things are free that I can do it on, but I at least want to be a little bit more knowledgeable of what I'm doing, instead of treating it as like I did sports betting and then be 3 years in, it's like, dang, I finally understand what I'm actually looking into and how to do the research on it and break it down. How to break things down and how to analyze and how to look at the injury report and all of that. So, like I shared with my girlfriend, I don't want to be in the same position that I was last year. Although I know you said it plenty of times, with like when you establishing credit, just do the minimum. But early on, I was fixed on, I believe that I can clear this early, and then when I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna focus on the minimum. And now I'm to the point where it's like, okay, to get my credit clear, I can just focus on the minimum. Once I get it to where I at least want to be, then I can go start disputing certain things, But it's like at the same time, I know I really don't have. I'm not in no rush to dispute things.
Yeah. But you also can do snowball effect.
Yeah,
Dave
so
Ramsey,
so that's what I'm doing currently. So it's just like, all right, I'm not really putting on that now. It's just more so it's like let me focus on securing my mind and making sure that I'm establishing a system where I have money coming in consistent.
Okay. So I'm gonna reel you back because we're talking about goals. So we went to goals to.
Well, that's
So,
my goals.
Yeah,
so that's
your
what I'm about to
goals,
say.
yeah,
My that's the end of my goals.
which is your credit and focusing on.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to clarify for our audience, which I'm sure for my people, because that's we got that barrier right there. I fully understand what you're saying, so that's good. I like that. So I can sum it up. Can you sum it up for us?
To sum up my goals is
as a 1, 2, 3 thing
is to be mentally, financially responsible instead of physically financially responsible. Work out for myself, change my physical, and save in Bitcoin.
All right, that's exactly. I like that. Good. And mine is, of course, this year it continuing to removing hats. I don't think I have any hats to remove at this point. Well, yes, I do. I take that back. I'm not going to tutor next year. So I did remove another hat. And I'm getting good at removing stuff. I'm so proud. Removing and so my focus is going to be more of course, Better Than Amazing, and Saving Your Wallet is I haven't been doing much with that. That's my bookkeeping services, but just that I only use that really to, if it makes sense, to make sure I'm doing the books on the Better Than Amazing. So I keep that open so that can be done. So now I just probably need to start paying myself from Better Than Amazing to Saving Your Wallet to make that constant. It's not a big thing, so this business is not big, and I'm okay with that. But I need to start showing revenue on that aspect. And I have been, and I said I don't like this, but for some reason I had a credit for my Amazon account that I didn't know. I don't normally use, and I pay for this Prime. But anyway, it's the Audible, and I'm reading in this Black Girl to Financial Freedom. So everything winds up with finances, and so I'm focusing more back on that because now, with these 2 weeks that I'm down, I am about to do a clean sweep like I did before I got married, and that means I'm gonna take a lot of these subscriptions that I don't use and get rid of those, and getting our stuff out of debt. So I'm doing that, and I'm doing other things simultaneously. So we're in the process of trying to sell the rental house, so that can free up some things every which way I can. So I'm doing that, and then we can focus, because it may be, if we do even do that, we may just stay where we at. Because now I'm thinking that when I look at marketing, I'm looking at how people are just making all these deals. First it was like, yeah, you can have Netflix and you can have this and that. But now everybody's partnering together and they raising things up. So I heard on the news how YouTube is going up to $89. So that's why people stop using cable. So now you're making people choose. Okay, we're going to only show this for this subscription. And then you got to subscribe here, subscribe there, this and that. And now, and I'm late with it, but I've been hearing about it. Tubi is free. So I'm thinking like this. Tubi is just the basic of how television came out. And that shows with commercials. Now that it's so informational and these Netflix and Hulu and stuff, and you paying extra not to see commercials, what is that really doing for us? That is stupid. You're doing the same thing that it was done for free, and now you're trying to put a price on it. So everything has a price. So we can live in a world to where if I want to watch a movie, I still have my DVD and I could go pop a movie in. Because these same movies that we're paying for on Netflix is the same movies that I already have. So, to say all of that, we need to, again, whatever I did, we need to wake up. This world, it makes you feel like you got to have this when you really don't. Because you had it all along. And so it's the way you choose to watch TV. It's the way you choose to use the internet. So for me, I can get an antenna and pop in my DVD. So I'm trying to clean up stuff like that. So I've been having all these subscriptions for so long and don't utilize what they provide, means that I didn't need it in the first place.
Yep.
So those my goals. Sum it up. Number one, I'm focused on getting out of debt and focusing on the business and stuff. And I don't know if I shared with you guys about the contracts. Remember, I kept saying, if y'all follow me and y'all follow the sequence of the months, each year I would say, I feel like we're getting it. You get it. And you know, that's one thing about it. So I'm going to praise and give thanks to God for even the small things. So we had 2 small contracts. And so we got them this year. And I thank God for them. And I feel like after this, the next ones that's coming is going to even be bigger. So, also, and I should have brought it, but I got a reward, guys. I was nominated. I was, well, not nominated, but I was recognized for an award with the airport. And for the most engaged at a business event with Clinton National Airport here in Arkansas. And I got a reward and stuff, and I was so excited and thankful because my mouth, I'm being consistent. I'm being consistent, and I'm showing up, and I'm telling about Better Than Amazing. So I was happy to receive that award. And that's it. That's all I got. So I didn't put it on any social medias as of right now. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I'm still working at this place, and I just don't want to put it out there just yet. So, but on this platform, I want to share with y'all. And so I should have had it out. I didn't think about it. Again, that's my Virgo brain. We doing this by our mind. So, but other than that, I'm reading books, listening to the auto thing. So I said I wouldn't do it because I'm touchy feeling, and I think I'm doing it because of the fact that I'm walking. So the week that my coworker wasn't at work, so I listened, and then I listened on my way to work. So it's not a long book or whatever, but I definitely will have that listened to by the end of the year. There's some really good stuff on there, but it's some good stuff that I already know about, but makes me think that I need to go back to. And that's why I brought up the marketing thing, because all they did was go back to the basics of stuff. And so and for me, God is speaking into me that I need to go back to the basics to get out of what we're in. And so with you talking about your stuff, so you know what your plan is, and then I say, hey, this may help if that's what you want. Just go back to the basics, and like you say, good thing you remember that, the minimum, and go to the basics. You can do it either way, how you want to do it with yours. And I'm sure your debt is not as big as mine. So I'm so better at looking at other people's situations and fixing it and then looking at my own. Because by the time I get to my own, I'm like beat out or I'm burnt out, but not right now. So I know what I need to do on our end. And so, I definitely want to get back to that. That's a hat that I do want to pick back up and having my own credit repair. I think I love that aspect of it. I don't. If I was to choose to find another job to go to, it would be in helping people with their finances. But the thing that I don't like about that niche is like commission based and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like that. It's like I got to tell you. I want to just be able to bring in and help people because you already in financial trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my forte about that. I don't agree on that, but that's a business I want to start to where I want to help because going back to what Chase said with the Bitcoin and stuff, and I was listening to a girl yesterday in the show, Chase, is exactly what Chase had told me this before, and I remember. Once the dollar is non-exist, there will be no more middle class. And for me, I'm a middle class person. So I need, and anybody that looks like us need to ride that wave of investing in Bitcoin because it's only going to be two classes. It's going to be rich or you're going to be poor. And so I do not want to be on the poor aspect of it. So pay attention. Watch what's going on. You think about it, don't listen to what they're trying to feed you into. Because it's something in between those lines that they're not saying. And they're not going to say. So, follow the rich. You got information out there. Follow the rich. Do what the rich do.
The only thing about it is a lot of people allow their emotions on the messenger or the person that's running in president and discourage and get them distracted of their finances and everything get distracted and you end up not knowing where to go because you just been a follower or you just been allowing everything to be taken care of above and beyond you or is above your pay grade, but it's about to switch to everything starts with you and you are the cause and the reason of why something didn't work. So
Yep. Well, that's all I have.
that's all I have.
Yep. Hey, we're just enjoying this Sunday. Oh, I have one more goal.
What's one more go?
My other goal is to embrace my natural. I am on this journey of embracing my natural hair. I started, and so I haven't had a perm, and it's going on 2 years next year, so it didn't seem that long, but of course I wasn't getting that many perms anyway. But this is a different journey for me, so I am embracing it.
What do you think you're gonna do more hairstyles?
Oh yeah, I'm
More
always
protective
doing.
hairstyles?
Oh yeah, my own protective. I know I'm not. Hopefully, I'm not gonna say I know because I said I wasn't gonna do auto books, but I have never been the braid type. So, but I think, like I said, I like the 2-strand twist. So, I'm gonna be working on doing that better for myself, and then what I think was probably gonna work for me is that, and then doing silk press, you know. So that's gonna be my thing. So we'll see how it go. Embracing the natural. Yeah. It's not I did the silk thing, you know. Well, I flat ironed it. It ain't as good flat where it needs to be.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm gonna work on that. That's gonna be my working thing. I'm working on that. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Um, enjoy it and have a happy new year. And when we see you guys again, it will be 2025. I'll be much thinner too. Now, my weight loss has done really great.
you haven't talked about that in
I
a
have
minute.
not. I have not. I'm gonna say that I've when I started it in April, so I'm definitely gonna want to do a big special in April about weight loss. But it's also financial month. But anyway, that's what we can do. Weight loss, financial gain. Hey, I like that. I ain't gonna remember this, but yes, I lost nearly 20 pounds, which I am so excited for and thankful for. My weight go up and down a little bit. I haven't reached my goal weight of 130, but I know I'm gonna get there. I said I'm gonna get there at the end of this year. But if I do, then when I leave out, if I do my cabbage soup this week, of course Christmas and stuff coming up, so I'm gonna be eating some bad foods. But I'm gonna also make sure I eat in my 8-hour window, so hope to maintain that 1 or 2 pounds that I do gain. But that's what my goal is 130. But my other goal to add it to my other ones is to make sure I keep doing weights. I'm so bad on the weight thing, so I got to up my weight gain.
Summarize your goals.
Summarizing my goals, number 1 is continue the natural stage. 2, I'm gonna continue my workout plan where I walk it up my weight gain. 3 is to focus on my business with Better Than Amazing and Saving Your Wallet, and the getting out of debt. So those are my summarize for that. So I'm excited. I'm excited to what 2025 is going to bring, because after 2025 I'm going to drop another big hat, and I'm excited for that. So I'm going to talk more about that, losing that hat, and that's that number 5 goal. So number 5 goal is dropping another big hat that I've had for over 20 years. So that is more to come on that. I'm going to talk about that. It'll be later on in 2025. Don't want to say nothing about it just yet.
And on that note, we will see y'all next month. Peace.
Peace.